5 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. It's the sound of Classic Radio, Classic 105.5 and 105.9 on the FM band, together with GBN Television, Channel 7, Channel 11, and Channel 20 if you are in cable. Good morning to another edition of To The Point. For today, the 5th day of the month of November. When the saints go marching in, here we are in November. I haven't seen or tasted or smelled Asham's yet. Something must be missing. Something is amiss, honestly. COVID or not COVID, I need some Asham. I need something in my life. But today you get your little something. It doesn't matter where you are. Those of you here at home, across the region, in other parts of the diaspora, today we offer you an open line forum that allows you to chime in on its matters of national interest, what are the issues that concern you. So much that we can talk about, and we're going to go straight to the telephone line, and I'm hoping, caller, that you call in to go live on the program, because that's what we're about to do just about now. Good morning, caller. You are live.
Good morning, Joseph.
Good morning to you.
How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm wonderful, thank you.
All right, Mr. Joseph, I miss Blossom. I love you, but I miss Blossom.
Well, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of life.
I was very happy to hear Janelle this morning. However, Mr. Joseph, I want to take this opportunity this morning to talk about senior citizens.
Go ahead.
Now, I am an employee both of senior citizens, and I'm over 60. I retire, but I'm still assisting where I can, so I kind of know it all. And I'm calling on the relatives of senior citizens on a whole. And there is 3 classes of senior citizens. And that the relatives should take some time out for, we say, we are old people, and spend a little time with them. Know what they like. Give them a little walk. Give them a little joke. If they like to dance, if they like to sing, show them a little movie that they used to like. Bring back their memory or something. Because our senior citizen, and not Grenada alone, it happened abroad, but it's happening more in Grenada. They've been neglect and majority. And the people who, like I said, there's 3 categories. Now, the people, the rich ones, who, the old people, as we say, work hard and they provide for the golden years, but now the young generation utilizing it. They buy the most expensive car. They live in big life, or for the old people, hard labor. But they refuse to get proper trained, experienced workers to take care, to give the parents or whatever a good care for them proper, and they also look after them. Some of them just give them a car, they give them a flowers, some of them pay, some of them they don't.
Right.
And these people are neglecting. Bear with me a little. Now the people in the middle class is the other category. They doesn't want to pay proper trained people to look after the seniors.
Okay.
Now the poor people who in the days when they walk in, they couldn't save a penny. So Joseph, I'm calling, I'm pleading that we get in there. Mm-hmm. That I've seen a lot of seniors being abused in all shape and form. So let us please, and we can't depend on government to do everything. Government need to play their part, but we, our relatives, let's make sure that we see them. We don't wait for the castic and no happy hour anymore anyways, which I'm glad about. But, let's give them a little attention and do something for them while they're alive. Joseph?
Great. I agree with you. Thank you, Juan. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Certainly, the way we treat our seniors, it speaks a lot as to who we are as individuals and as a society. Certainly, in more recent times, we've heard a lot of acts of violence against our seniors, and it certainly doesn't all go well for us, our development, who we are as a people, our young people that are growing up. Certainly, we need to do more, and as the caller said, collectively, we all need to play our part. Good morning, caller. You are live. It's To The Point.
Good morning. Yes, I want to make 2 points. One, it's a bit late, but better late than never. I want to say how impressed I am and congratulations to the members of the Royal Grenada Police Force, the Coast Guard Unit or Division, when they not probably, but place their lives on the line to pursue the armed robbers in Carriacou. And I'm happy that no one was killed or got shot, etc. Police did an excellent work. Sometimes we criticize them and we don't really give them the credit when it's due. So I really want to see how much I appreciate what they have done for all of us. Secondly,
Great. Mm-hmm.
what is strange is that those who side on the side of the oppressor today are seeking help from the oppressed, seeking help in a form of political power. The question is, are they not going to side with the oppressor again if they are empowered? It's strange but true. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much. 10 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. It is Fridays. To the point, it's an open line forum. Matters of national interest. What is it? We had this week, the first week, to this, the phased re-entry into the classroom. We still have some people arguing to open, not to open. Listen, there's a lot that has to be done. COVID as it is, it has literally transformed. It has changed so much, so many things. It has forever changed our way of life, and it's affected so many facets of our lives. And certainly, I think we've gotten to the point where we need to adjust to that sense of awakening and awareness and recognize that we need to do something different. We can't just sit back and wonder what next with COVID, but we need to live with it, exist with it as it is, and continue to forge on. 12 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. Good morning to those of you that's logged in via our Facebook page. Good morning to Hannah Monroe and everyone else that is logged in via Facebook or the YouTube channel. We say thanks for being part of the broadcast. The number certainly on the inside, as you can see on screen, is 435-2041. We go back to the telephone lines. Classic, good morning, you are live.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, good morning.
Yes. I want to bring a request to for Blossom. I love my sister too much. I love you, but I love my Blossom. And if you could get her back for us, please, on a morning program. Huh?
Okay, no problem.
Huh?
No problem. Blossom is going to be back when she's back. It's in the transitionary process, and certainly you would appreciate that Blossom is going to be back as soon as the time is right.
Yes, and what I want to say again, with the Christmas program. I love the Christmas program that I think he launched this morning.
Yes, that's correct. It's entitled "Tis the Season," yes.
Yes, that Christmas program launched this morning. And our station doing all right, but I like me with good Blossom. I love you, not to say I don't love you, not to say I don't like you.
There's like, love, prefer, and prefer, and that is okay. I'm aged enough to be able to deal with it.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So you have a wonderful and a blessed day, baby.
You take
God
care.
bless you.
All
and
the best
I love
to you.
You, sweetheart.
Take care. Love you too.
Bye-bye.
425-20401, and that's the number on the inside. Is to the point. It's an open line Friday, giving you an opportunity to share. Classic, good morning, you're live.
And I like the way you answer classic, because GBN is classic.
That's what we are, totally classic.
I go to GBN for news, entertainment, death, everything. But one problem I have with GBN.
Please share.
I would like to know how much 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock GBN have when it comes to news time. That is something I would like to see change. Because they give the news at 7 and say, okay, this is blah, 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 for GBN News at 7. And if you miss any part of this news, you can join us again at 10. You understand?
Right.
And when 10 o'clock comes, you're still saying, thank you for GBN, blah, blah, blah. It's too redundant. You all need to fix that little tiny.
Oh, okay. I'm with you.
And remain classic.
I'm with you. I understand. I'm with you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks for the
Please
observation.
Just talk to Odette.
Thanks for the observation.
Blessed day.
Stay blessed, all the best. 435-2041. It's Classic in the Morning Time on GBN Television. It is to the point. By the way of information, well, the Fisheries Division, they've commenced their period of inspection and licensing of fishing vessels. Today's day number 5. Classic, good morning, you're live.
Gentleman, Peter David, was a criminal lawyer, and he defended people, and he's in government. So while you're talking about, anyway, what I want to say, you there?
Yes, I am here, ma'am. I'm here.
Right. You hearing people say about the guy for the NDC, Young and everything. Now, in 1972, when Keith Mitchell ran against the gentleman, some gentleman who was a minister of finance, and he lost. Yeah, he lost his seat because people think that Keith Mitchell was always a winner. He lost his seat in 1972 against that man, George Holton. That man really cut his skin. And he was a young guy. When Keith Mitchell came in to be prime minister, he was a young guy also, and he grew. So look at Mark Zuckerberg. And a lot of the young people, they have good ideas. So if you have good ideas, I don't see anything like Roosevelt Skerritt, Justin Trudeau, millions of people over in Canada. The population is Justin Trudeau. He just won again a second time, even though not in a landslide. Roosevelt Skerritt, Morris Bishop. So young people, you need young people.
I agree.
No, it's no problem, even though he's young. That guy has very good, and he's a brilliant person. So I don't know what they're panicking about. And so I also want to talk about. I want to talk about this electricity bill that keep on going up. Not even when you're hearing allegations, people calling in every minute, not even by 10%, doubling and tripling. I remember over the last so much years, Lord, Keith Mitchell and Boeing found that company. The amount of things they say that the brace is the highest in the Caribbean, is a deterrent to business, is a bad deal with NDC, all kind of things. Well, it's whatnot. I can't go into that, they say. They promised, yes, Keith Mitchell, you're listening, you promised to bring down electricity. Now you're talking about 10 years or 30, whatever the case is, and oil prices going up. I remember in WRB days, the oil price was over $100, and we wasn't experiencing all these things. As soon as the government take it over, it is going up too much. You have been entrusted to run the affairs of the people. People are crying about electricity, which you have failed in your promise to bring it down. The oil price go up. You have other measures that you could do to bring it down, and bring it down now. Because the amount of pressure, the amount of thing they say about this, if I go to Keith Mitchell and this Boeing. So all I'm asking you, and it's not to say I hate anybody, respectfully ask Keith Mitchell and Boeing, bring it down right now, because that's what all you promised. Remember the thing with the oil? The promise for the oil come up there in the Seymour, no oil.
Okay.
But the bottom line is that we need to see the price of electricity go down, as you had promised us. We want it now. And apart from that, remember Keith Mitchell was young also. So young people should be given a chance. Come on, give the people a chance now. All the panicking fun and all you're strong.
Thank you, caller.
Right.
I appreciate the comments. 435-2041. That's what we love. We enjoy about the platform. It allows us, the nationals, it allows you, the general public, to chime in and express your views openly. 435-2041, that's the number on the inside. And good morning to those of you that is on Facebook. There are those of you that is on WhatsApp as well. Certainly, we are going to take your contribution as well. But that's not as it is. Grenadians need to be aware that all the handouts and concrete roads done are not for parliamentary representatives. It comes from taxes all Grenadians pay, and any government in office is mandated to do all that and more. So, my people, stop being fooled to believe it comes from their pockets. They will never take money out of their pockets to do or give you. So, get educated on what you pay politicians in office. You put politicians in office to do. We pay them. They have to provide it for us with taxpayers' money, plus loans we pay back. 100% true. We go back to the telephone lines. Classic, good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Mr. Cadore. Greetings, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you, sir.
Pop up your ears for what I shall say in this here country this morning.
Go ahead, sir.
Let me correct your caller a couple of minutes ago. I think it was your penultimate caller. She made a statement that Keith Mitchell lost a seat. No, sister, that's incorrect. In 1972, young fella as he was, he contested a seat, and he lost the contest. He never had that seat at that moment. We have to be careful with what we say. Just pay attention. You know, these little things come to me. Listen, Mr. Cadore, this morning, once more in this here country, I want to challenge the Grenada Bar Association. And all those hyper-academic, pseudo-intellectual charlatans who continue at that level to bamboozle the people of this country. I have raised an issue with sufficient research, and I'm meticulous about this because I didn't write it. It would be fraudulent of me if I were to claim authorship of a document in 2002 written by Nicholas Liverpool et al., including a team of 4 additional people, 3 of them being lawyers, which stipulated crystally clear in line 3 of this document on page 5, which says, it is instructive to note that it is instructive to note that neither the document terminating the associate state of Grenada with the United Kingdom nor the current constitution is an enactment in the Parliament of Grenada. And on its face, they're both imperial orders in council of the Queen's most excellent majesty. This tells me, and any other person who understands the English language, that in effect, Grenada's constitution was never enacted in the Parliament of Grenada, therefore it lacks legitimacy. And I would like to ask the lawyers of this country that have been, asking the laws of this country to come forward and clarify this issue. It is written there. It has become part of our history now. My question is, why are they afraid? You know something? To end here. It's been written that when truth is spoken to power, it breeds indignation. And this is what has happened to them. But I consider them lethargic. In other words, lazy. I consider them cowards. You understand? Because they don't want to come forward and talk about the matter. I would like you, Mr. Cadore, and your management, quote unquote, to convene as soon as possible a team of lawyers in this country. There are constitutional gurus, sufficient of them, documents, they've written books, they've written on constitutionality, to come forward and answer a couple of questions. One, how, when, and where was the Constitution of Grenada enacted into law? Gain this legitimacy. And if it's not necessary, then tell us, how is it the country is being run without a constitution in the correct manner? In other words, directly or indirectly approved by the people. It is time that Grenadians get to have this question answered.
Okay.
I urge you, my dear friend, because it is not a simple matter for the people of this country to be ruled by an imperial power in council of the Queen's most excellent majesty when you're telling us that we are politically independent and sovereign nation state. I demand answers to this question. So thank you very much for entertaining me, and I do wish that you have a good day.
You too, sir, and enjoy the weekend. Great. 25 to 24 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. It's the Sound of Classic. It is Friday morning. It's the 5th day of the month of November. It is an open line Friday. We're looking one into Peter David, Faith St. Louis, and others. Alistair Warwood, Senior, that is logged in via the Facebook page. Faith says, I'm a big NDC, but I'm saying, on one hand, can't clap You can't be a lawyer representing big business places over the small people who doesn't have a voice and come next day and asking the small people to vote for you. Common people, especially that same lawyer, wants to be the leader of the country. Thank you, Faith. We're going to continue. Alistair, well, now, I'm assuming referring to the issue of the increases in the electricity prices. He points out that now they have a committee to look into reducing the bill. They didn't think about that before increasing it. I good morning to you, Desiree Williams, and everyone else that is chiming in via social media platforms. We go to the telephone lines. Good morning, you're live on Classic.
Good morning, my best friend, Joe.
Good morning to you, my dear sir. How are you?
I'm fairly all right.
Go ahead, sir.
No, I am not. I'm knowledgeable, but not too knowledgeable. Maybe I might be below par or just above par. Maybe I don't reach your status or Mr. That man that spoke the status. Now, sometimes I believe what he has said, but at the same time, it baffles me to see people who are above me, as he said, including the legal-minded, the liars, the legal-minded people, and bear in mind, you know about words, legal-minded. I hope you're not legal-minded. No, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know why people do. When I say people, whether it be the legal-minded people or the people in your category above par, why they don't when I say attack, please don't get a different connotation of the word attack. Why they don't do something to make the people or those who are in authority to do the right thing? Is it because people who are or seem to be educated, they are afraid of people because they do not want to be, and I use another word, they do not want to be attacked. I hope you get the right meaning of attacked. They do not want to be challenged then. So they sit down on the laurels, as you would say, and they accept everything that people say. Now, let me even tell you something. I would say things, and sometimes I would put it my own way. That's my democratic right. And people interpret it wrongly. In fact, they take the word simple and say, for example, I said, I think. Sometimes I do not want to say, I'm certain, because people get against you. And I'm living in an environment in the world where people get against you, even if you say the truth.
Okay.
So we have to be very careful as to how we say things and even how we do things.
I'm with you, sir.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You take care. Have a great weekend.
I take care.
All the best, my friend.
Thank you very much. 27
minutes gone past the hour. We're moving up to the point where we take a commercial break. But the number on the inside, 435-2041. It's open line Friday. Certainly continuing to just scan through some of the comments coming via social media. Again, making a reference to this person as well. Thank God this election is not tomorrow. Well, there's enough time for guidance. The young man needs a lot of guidance. He's a lawyer, not a politician. Yet he needs a lot of guidance. I agree 100%. We go to the telephone line. Classic, good morning, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Couple little correction or a stickler for accuracy. Last night in the news you said West Indies have been eliminated from the World Cup. West Indies is not eliminated from the World Cup. They still have a match to play tomorrow. They cannot go further than the first phase. That doesn't mean they're eliminated. Once you are playing, you are not eliminated. Is that accurate? Do you think?
Well, it might be. I didn't hear the whole story and the context in which it was said.
I heard they say West Indies have been eliminated from the World Cup after they lost.
What I'm saying, I'm not able to comment because.
Okay, well you can comment. I'm telling you that is what is said, and I do listen quite well. So that is wrong. They're not eliminated from the World Cup. And secondly, I heard the Commissioner of Police. I just wish I could get in contact with him personally, using the word people not being in imminent danger. The word is imminent. I heard it from the Prime Minister come down, interchanging these words. Well, at least using eminent, not knowing where to use it. You cannot be in eminent danger. You're in imminent danger. So I would just, that is just these two little things.
Sure.
One that people must look at. Okay?
No problem, sir. All the best to you.
Good.
29 minutes gone past the hour in the morning time. It's the Sound of Classic. It is exactly 9:30 in the studios. We take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right here on To The Point for Friday. GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere. Classic and GBN Television. Welcome back to The Point. We go to the telephone lines. Classic, good morning, you're live.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, you're live.
I would like to know what's going on GBN TV with the reporters. I mean, you all seem to be changing reporters so often. You had, first you had Anthony, what's his name? I can't remember. You had, anyhow, I can't remember the names, but now Blossom has been moved from the morning show to read the news. You don't have a separate person reading the sports news now. It seems as though everybody is just leaving. You have the manager herself, Odette, reading the news. You don't usually see the manager forefront like that reading the news. Anthony Julian, he's gone. Cadore is gone. You had the other lady, I can't remember her name. Everybody just seems to be going. So what's happening with the reporters on GBN?
I can assume reasonably that you can appreciate within any organizations that people transition from one point to the next. So, just for purpose of clarity, Mr. Anthony Julian has retired from the GBN. Other individuals, they transition from one organization to another. And while I'm not going to get into the specifics of those things, but I'm assuming reasonably you can assume that that's what happens.
Well, reasonably, but I think it seems to me that you all have problems there because now you move Blossom. And with all due respect to you, I prefer Blossom as the morning host than you. I think she's a better person, but now she's being moved from the morning and reading the news now. So I think you of course, you wouldn't come out and say what's happening. You're trying to make it sound good. But
I would probably suggest if there's information, ma'am, that you are aware of, then I'm not aware of.
I'm not aware of any information.
Okay.
But just the looks of it.
Okay, I understand.
And also, one more thing. When you have reporters, you also make sure those reporters they know English, they could pronounce their words, and the quality of the reporting is good. And I shouldn't call name, but you have one reporter there who usually reports on things happening, a gentleman, and his English is not good. His pronunciation is not good. I'm sure you're all aware of that. In our local terms, we say he sounds country bookie, right? It's certainly not good quality for the station. So I just want to make that point.
Wonderful. Contributions acknowledged. 25 minutes onto the hour in the morning time. Good morning to you, Lydia Cameron, and I agree. Change happens within any organization, within any society. The question is whether or not we are willing to accept the changes as they come along. In Classic, good morning, you're live. Good morning, caller, you're live.
Good morning, Joe.
Yes, good morning.
Let me tell you what you should have answered this lady by telling her. So I'm educating you now. I thought you should have told her that the people are getting various experience so that possible when COVID take one of them or when they have been made ill by COVID, another person could take up the assault. So this is a good explanation. What could she say? No.
Well, I've learned in life that everybody's going to have their position on different issues, and it sometimes depends on how people feel. It doesn't matter what you say to them. I respect their position.
Well, this is not your concern, but you give them something to think of.
No.
Now let me give you something to think of.
That's okay.
If I were to add what this lady says, maybe I don't know if I'm wrong. And I don't know. I didn't tell you this time. I think I'm right, eh? I don't know if I'm wrong. Now, if somebody is a newscaster, or you ask them a question, and they don't give you any report or any answer, could they say or should they say that I don't too certain? I wouldn't tell you who usually say that. Because you might vex with me and you might even tell me, I didn't hear that. So you obviously don't know. But I have heard it many times, and I try to impart some knowledge or some skill as towards linguistic accoutrement, so that the person would learn. They still continue to say, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
And I consider this is a waste of time with me. And a lot of people call in and say that that I have an idea. Having an idea is not facts. Every one of us is supposed to have an idea. I'm not too sure. I don't know. Obviously, this is not information for me. Even when you, I never said that you said it. When you're talking in the future, please don't say what you don't sure about. Even me, that's why I would say I think, even if I'm sure, because I'm not a doctor or medical practitioner.
Okay.
So even if I know, I don't want to publish that I know more than the practitioner.
I'm with you, sir.
So.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
So I've got it, Miss.
435-2041. It's Classic 105.5 and 105.9 on the FM band. It's an open line. We go right back. Classic, good morning. You're live.
Hi. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning to you,
and
sir.
to all your followers. And we have to be very thankful and grateful to the Most High that we seem to have this thing somewhat under control. It's looking pretty good for the time being. Because, you know, it's there. Once it's gone to the community, it is there. We haven't gotten rid of it. Now, everybody, I believe, and I said before, everybody has a right to choose whether or not they want to get vaccinated. But we're hearing a lot of strange lines being pushed. There was a minister, somebody said he was a pastor of a church one day in the week, I think it was Monday, and he was lamenting the fact that someone from his church lost her job because she refused to take the vaccination. I don't know of any major denomination in the world that has a position of not being vaccinated. Many people are hiding behind the churches when the churches are saying something totally different. But that's the matter for them. But this person is making a big thing about somebody. Everybody loses a job is important, and everybody's job is important. So don't misunderstand me there. And I empathize with the person who has lost the job. However, the question I wanted to ask that minister and everybody else, which of the two is more responsible for loss of jobs? The virus, the uncontrolled spreading of the virus, or people who are losing it because they choose not to be vaccinated? And if this minister looks into his congregation, he will find many, many more, 100 times more persons who have lost their livelihoods because of the spread of the virus. Because the business they work for probably has closed. Whatever they used to do to hustle, they cannot do it anymore. And so many jobs. I mean, we have lost, we hear all of 15% of our workers have lost their jobs. But people are making an issue about a few persons who chose not to be vaccinated. While we empathize with those persons, I'm saying that we are losing many more jobs. Many more people are hungry because of the virus than those who are hungry because they chose not to be vaccinated. And we must not lose that important fact.
Okay, sir.
You're most welcome.
Thank you very much. 21 minutes on to the hour in the morning time. It's the Sound of Classic. Classic 105.5, 105.9. Good morning to you, Dale, Neptune, Christopher Guy. Those of you that's locked in, certainly it's a pleasure having you. That you've chosen Classic in the morning time. We go back to the telephone. Classic, good morning, you're alive. Good morning, caller, you're alive.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, I have something to really say. I have a friend that worked for SGU for over 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Over 15 years. Right, okay. Now, when the dispute take place on the compound down there with, like, they put the mandatory vaccine, she came to me and talked about it. So I give her advice. I say, what you're doing there is a real bad mistake you're making. By trying to abandon your work for over 15 years and you have benefits to get just because you don't want to take the vaccine, although she have right not to take it just the same way. But my point is, like, she abandoned her job just because she don't want to take the vaccine. And the same vaccine protecting her from getting sick or even dying, you know? You understand? You know, I give her advice. That's a bad mistake that she's making. No, you will lose all your benefits. She's entitled to lose all she benefits now, you know, on the breadline. Just yesterday, she come and she telling me now she went in a certain place, I wouldn't call the name, in Lagoon Road, you know, for a job. You know what they tell her there? She have to take the vaccine to get the job there again. You understand? So then now, I'm not forcing her, I'm not campaigning for vaccine. But then nobody, I don't want anybody or any Grenadian to feel that employers firing workers because they don't take in the vaccine. Employers firing their own self by not taking the vaccine. They firing their own self. For instance, you're working with GBN. If order the camera come and tell you, well, you have to take the vaccine because of the job, procedure, and different things. She has a right to tell you that. So if you choose not to take the vaccine, well, then you're out of a job. But nobody don't find people from job. They're losing the work for themselves by not accepting taking the vaccine. You understand what I mean?
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. 435-2041, and that is the number on the inside. Good morning, Yvonne Mackenzie. I'm happy that you tuned in and you're part of the program. We continue. It's just about 7:19 minutes onto the hour in the morning time. We go back to the telephone line. Classic, good morning, you're live.
Oh gosh, Joe, I'm putting you in the hot spot now. Suppose you were the manager of a firm or your firm, and because of the COVID, you have less sales. In other words, you're making less profit, and maybe you had hired 100 people. And now because of less profit, you could only pay, let's say, per 50 because of COVID and because of the result of what COVID done. In other words, people have less purchasing power. So what would you do? Would you let the business come out of existence and you would fail completely? So you would possibly fall into poverty? Or would you try to cushion the business by trying to get people that perhaps commit themselves by not taking the vaccine? And then you'll say, well, because you do not take the vaccine, I would have to send you home. Yes, I would feel that if somebody worked for 14, 15 years, the government or the authorities, I don't know whom, because I don't have so much knowledge.
You know what I would say on the issue of vaccine, and I've made my position clear on it, at the end of the day, the issue to vaccinate or not vaccinate is a personal one. Whether the government makes it mandatory or not, or it's voluntary, it all comes down to our personal choice.
Yes, at the same time.
At the end of the day, so if one decides that they would not take the vaccine and they surrender whatever benefits that they may or may not lose or gain, to each his own. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to person to person.
Yes, I agree. But is inhumane possible for somebody to go walk in with a place over 15 or 18 years or 20 years and do not get? But the person should be, and I would use your word that you use this morning, educated to know.
It's all about a choice. It's you have to determine what is the greater good.
Definitely. That's what I'm telling you.
Economics, that is the opportunity cost.
That is what I'm telling you.
That which must be given up in order to up. So you have to decide. If I surrender this, is the choice I'm making? Is it a better choice for me? Do I lose or do I gain?
Yes,
it comes with the personal choices. Yeah?
And then you would have to know, what next could I do? Could I do? If I could plant bananas or potato or dashing.
I agree. 100. What else can you do? Each and every individual needs to determine what are the options that are available to them. Looking on the WhatsApp portal, someone posts, well, the new NDC leader is quite capable of leading Grenada. I'm sure that Dr. Mitchell will not be able to handle him in a debate. Let's see. Is he the first lawyer to get into politics? If you are an NDC, you won't think that way. His choice, he chose a career. Choose yours. Maurice Bishop, Kenrick Radix, Soka Boka, Francis Alexis, all lawyers represented huge corporations. So, what's your problem? Stop the myth. If you feel he would make the change we need, take it or remain with the one-party rule. Hiking up all prices without any care for us. Plus, we have nothing. Not a thing. They already sold or gave our assets away. He will take us out of darkness. The opinions as they continue to flood our different social media platforms. Let us see. So let me be clear that no poor persons, of course, this one's, I'll get back to that one. I need to unravel it. We keep our eyes on the clock. 15 minutes onto the hour. Caller, you're live on the program.
Hello, good morning, Joe.
Yes, good morning. You're live.
How you do? Pin it up here, sir.
Hey, comrade, what's up?
Well, I did, but I wish I had as much time as this guy was allotted back there. But I'll start by saying this. We are not perfect. We all make mistakes. But when a mistake is recurring, there is something else, like we say in the matter, we both on the pedal. Now, I refer to GBN, and please take it constructively. There seem to be, among maybe reporters in the newsroom, the newsreaders, that they do not know the difference between St. George's and St. George. As a matter of fact, I hear you doing a commercial with a place in the south of the island, which you referred to as whatever in St. George's. Now, St. George's is the tongue of St. George Parish, right? Up to last night in the news, they spoke about the Carnad St. George. Now, mainland Grenada has 6 parishes. A parish is an administrative district of a priest. So the church divided the island in 6 parishes for the priests to administrate. And they named them after holy men and or saints, men of the Bible and saints. That's why we have St. John, St. George, St. Andrew, St. David, St. Mark, St. Patrick. You'll notice no apostrophe S, because the names of the parishes are nouns. Nouns don't have apostrophe S. then we go and you hear in the news a lot of time the tongue of Guelph and the tongue of Grenville. Now, if Grenville is the tongue of St. Andrew, I ask the question, what is the name of the tongue of Grenville? It should be Grenville tongue, Guelph tongue, and so on. We also hear the parish of St. Andrew. St. Andrew, after whom the parish's name does not own the parish. So it should be St. Andrew Parish, St. George Parish, like we have Marisho House, of whom the house is named after, Sendal Tunnel. We don't say the tunnel of Sendal. And in Presentation College, we had Finbar House. We don't say the house of Finbar in GBSS. They have Maguire House. You don't say the house of Maguire or Maguire's house. Right? And those mistakes come on all the time. They keep repeating. No, I never wanted to come on the air to do this. I spoke to 2 senior members of the staff of GBN. And I speak to them today, and tonight you hear it in the news. The other thing that's regular, yesterday, on 2 occasions, your reporter is yesterday when in the press conference with the NDC. Mm-hmm. The leader of the NDC just said something, and your reporter on 2 occasions said, you would have said. The man said it, past tense, you already said it. Would have is conditional. You would have been at home if you didn't have to work today. But the would have is continually being used as the past tense. I know, yes, Mr. Rolo, I think, was very, very much on that. But that would tell you about the mistakes. It continually, it happens all the time.
Okay, sir. Mm-hmm.
The other night in the news, the story read, I think, what Blossom saw was Simon. She stuttered a bit and then she said Stalman, because I guess she was wondering, where in Grenada is Simon? We have 2 parishes in Grenada that don't have English names or French names, at least 2 villages I know of. Mm-hmm. You have, and always wonder why we have Munich, which is from German, and we have Simon, which we call Simon. Simon is like Simon Bolivar.
Okay.
Spanish, right? Also, we have Batway, not Bathway. It's Batway, Batway. It's after a fish, a bat fish. I think you ask the older folks of that side, they will tell you.
Okay, so.
This iconic cultural artist, I should say, or cultural ambassador, Mr. Maguire, he is the one that make me know that is not Bathway, it's Bathway.
Fair enough, sir.
And there are people that will call you and verify it. It's same as Grand Roy. We anglicize it to R-O-Y instead of R-O-I. And, you know, it goes on and on. And I suggested even, I just put little comments in the news, on the live, that at least someone should come in. Someone should be asked to come in and maybe give you all a little lesson. And I don't mean it in any derogatory manner. I don't even think that word is right to use there right now.
Okay.
But then just in closing, I knew I was not a journalist, but I was always in GBN, especially on Scott Street. I used to be assisting Ray with the sports program on Saturdays. And there was a lady there, Miss Campbell. Nothing, not even a death announcement could have gone on the air if it didn't pass through her first. She vetted everything. If there is incorrect, if there is poor grammar,
yes,
if there is word that you would like to tell someone, look, this word is pronounced that way. But everything goes through. Now, listen to the news in the night. You hear things going on, and I'm wondering if there is, I think, a news.
Well, here's what I would suggest, Peter. Between you and I, yes. Here's what I would suggest. I know you're a good family of the GBN, and so certainly I'm taking all of this in good strides.
Well, that's why
I'm taking all of this in good strides, and they are quite objective observation, and I agree with you. So maybe here's what I can suggest. Maybe you can come pay us a visit. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not really traveling these days.
You're not traveling these days? No. Well, maybe we can always...
quickly. I'm COVID scared.
You're COVID scared?
I haven't ridden a bus since March.
Well, maybe. Well, here's
but hold on, just a moment. I have spoken. They were telling I wouldn't call their names.
No. I understand.
To senior people in the newsroom.
And I'm agreeing with you 100%. And I'm saying if one thing doesn't work one way, then maybe we take it to the next level. And I'm willing, at least given that you've brought those, you've made it, you've made your position clear, that maybe we can then try to find maybe a Zoom link. Maybe you can offer your help, your services. That's all I'm saying. What is the next best alternative to fixing what is a growing problem? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's work for the plan B.
I don't think I would push that off. Lou Smith, who has been a member of GBN, he was trained in BBC. He has been a journalist. He has the experience. He lives just a few meters away.
And all I'm saying is, and I'm agreeing with you, that
calling him and maybe Zoom him. I don't have a laptop. I can't do the Zoom thing. I'm just telling you.
Okay, I understand.
He's more eminently qualified.
I didn't say you. I'm saying let's have a conversation as to how we can take this to the next level.
All right, well, give me a call. I think you have my number.
Oh, I know how to find you.
You know where to find me.
I know how to find you.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Stay safe.
Wait, can I say one more thing?
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. In growing up, around 4 o'clock and then 7 o'clock, my grandmother used to call us together to hurdle around the radio to listen to BBC News so that we can learn to speak well and learn things. And I'm wondering, and it's not only for GBN, if what is being heard on radio now, generally in Grenada, on different radio stations and television stations, if that does not have a bearing on the poor results that we are getting in English year after year in the CSEC or in the CXC exam.
Well,
I'm just wondering that.
It's a reasonable assertion, and maybe a conversation needs to be had regarding that.
Yeah, you'll give me a call anytime.
We'll do that, comrade.
Yeah.
We're keeping our eyes on the clock. We're running out of time. It is 5 minutes onto the hour. We'll probably just have enough time to accommodate one caller via telephone. Let me just look to see what's happening here on, that's what happens. Technology now deciding to fail me. Everything is just going south as it is. I'm trying to pull up. Well, let's leave that alone. Folks, it's been it is the end of the official end of To The Point. It is just about 4 minutes on to the hour. Indeed, it was a pleasure being here with you for Open Line Friday. Certainly, we do appreciate all of your comments. We may not always agree with each other, but let us continue to forge ahead as we continue as Grenadians, as nationals, to play our part in improving who we are as a people. And certainly continue. We first start internally. We extend it to our households, and then our immediates and environ and the country at large. Until then, so long, everybody. JC loves you. Have yourself a really great weekend. And we say good morning again, and thank you to all those of you that chimed in via YouTube, social, and all the other social media platforms. Until then, so long, everybody. JC loves you.